You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
Welcome to an episode of Real Sales. This is your host, Josh Mitchell, and it is a pleasure. I can't even speak. It's been a while since I've done this. It's a pleasure that you're listening to the show. I was having a conversation recently about culture, and I know that's a hot topic that I don't even know if it's a hot topic. It's a topic that a lot of people talk about and have no fucking clue what they're actually talking about. And it's also a buzzword. It's been a buzzword probably for the past, it's probably been a buzzword for the past 5 years now. And it really caught on into the auto industry and been something that a lot of people have talked about and have their own opinions on, as I do. But I was having a conversation with someone recently, and the reason why I want to talk about this is because it's so critical for the success of the dealership to ultimately understand what culture means and what your culture is. And I was talking to him about it because I was like, when people talk about culture, there's the idea of where you want to be. There's the ultimate, this is the sales professional that we want to hire. This is the professionalism that we want inside of our dealership. This is all the way down to the BDC reps, to everyone. This is who we want. These are the people that we want in our dealership. And then we want everyone to feel a certain way. And it's not all sunshine and roses. There's accountability, and accountability sometimes is not exactly the most pleasant feeling when you're being held accountable, but there's got to be that key piece to that. And so when you're looking at your culture, you have to look at, okay, what do we want? What do we have? What's our ideal solutions to everything? How do we want people to interact with each other inside of the organization? What is going to be okay? What is not going to be okay? And then you have to look at all those different things. And then you have to look at where you actually are. And don't kid yourself. I think that's what kills me a lot of times, is because people kid themselves on where they actually are. And they like to cover up everything and all the bullshit and all the things that happen. Because if you have a culture of where salespeople can talk to other salespeople the way that they want, when you have a culture of where salespeople can talk to managers any way that they want, when you have a culture of people can be late, if you have a culture of people can leave early and do what they want, if you have a culture of where people can just disappear in the middle of the day, if you have a culture of where they can disrespect the customer, if you have a culture of not following a process 100% of the time, then you have a bad culture. Now, you might sell cars, you might do extremely well, but overall, it will eventually erode every good inside of that place. If you have good people inside of a culture where top performers can do as they please, they don't have to follow the process. They don't have to do certain things. They don't have to go to the sales meeting. They don't have to do the training. We're all trying to get better. So training has to be a piece of the puzzle inside your culture. And if you have this, good people will leave. They always say good people leave bad managers. It's a true statement. Good people also leave bad companies who allow, not even bad companies, good companies that allow bad cultures to take over their organization. And so when you're looking at everything that goes along with the culture that you want to build, you have to understand that you have to get rid of the things that you don't want. And this takes time. When I was at Dan Cummins, like, we didn't create a culture of winning overnight. It was one day at a time, 1 inch at a time. And so you have to look at where you are and then where you want to be. And be really honest with yourselves. Because a lot of you aren't going to be honest. You're going to be thinking that, well, we're a great place to work. We allow this, we allow this, we allow this. Our pay is great. And it's not all about money, everybody. I get it. Money is a critical piece to what we do. But if it's all about money, then all you're going to get is vultures who are all about money. And it's going to be fuck everybody else. And they're not going to want to help their fellow salespeople. They're not going to want to help their managers. They're not going to want to help because it's all about me, and my money. And so if you go after that type of or if you go after that type of person, that's what you're going to get a bunch of. And you want to talk about a toxic, not so much fun work environment, do that. And so you have to think about what it is that makes your organization great, or what it is that's going to make your organization great. Because you might not be there. You might have a great place, but you got to have some things that you just got to get rid of. And so really, 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 honestly, when you're thinking about culture, it's not about ping pong tables and pool tables and snacks and free bananas and free this and free that and days off and unlimited vacations. Like, all that stuff sounds cool. But let's be honest, that's not. I'm a millennial. I know some people try to not let me label myself as a millennial. And a lot of times I don't want to label myself as a millennial. But I am. And I don't want those things. I want a great place to work. I want a place where everyone works hand in hand. I want a place where we have a mission that goes beyond self. I want a place where it's not all about money. It is a byproduct of what we do. Because when you have amazing cultures, when you have amazing work environments, the rest of the shit takes care of itself. When you have happy sales professionals in your organization and your customers see that, and all they're doing is just smiling, and they're like, God bless you, y'all are happy. It's infectious. And then all of them, you're going to make more money. Because the customers are like, wow, this place is special. Wow, you're doing amazing things. It'd be crazy because some of your customers will eventually want to come work for you because it's so great. And you think I'm crazy because you think that doesn't happen, but I've witnessed it. Where a customer becomes an employee because they're like, man, I hate my job, but you guys are walking around with struts. Like you guys are smiling. I want to work there. And that's what happens when you have an amazing culture. And it's not about me. It's about us. It's about us building for a better future. It's for us to create this great environment where no one leaves. I got to ask that question. How do we get people to not have the ability to poach our people? We'll create a place where even if they come after us, we ain't going nowhere. And believe me, this is work. It's hard work. But it's extremely important. Because you can't allow just several people sitting in their group saying whatever they want to say about whoever, about another manager, about a leader, about the ownership, about how no one cares. And then all of a sudden you got 5 people, now you got 10 people And then all of a sudden you have a toxic culture where ain't nobody give a shit. They don't give a shit about the customer. Grosses go down. They don't give a shit about their fellow employees. Drama comes up. And so for 2023, like, this is my mission, is to create amazing culture, a culture of accountability, a culture where we can all work together, a culture where we can make mistakes and know that we're not going to get fired, where we can push the envelope of what we used to do, where we want to come to work. Like, it's exciting. A culture where we're not having a bunch of stupid ass meetings to talk about, well, you're not doing this and you're not doing that, where no one's going to come out of this meeting motivated by any stretch of imagination. Like, you have to think, if you're a leader inside of a dealership and you call 10 people, 20 people, 30 people into a meeting, and all you talk about is the shit they ain't doing, that they're going to walk out of that meeting going, well, shit, maybe I should do it. No, you have a bunch of unmotivated people who are now more frustrated because they spent 20 minutes in a meeting getting bitched at about something they could have been doing during the 20 minutes that you were bitching, when you could have just said, hey, come here. I see you only have XYZ calls. I see you haven't been doing much. What's going on? Let's get at it, man. Let's go. Do you have something, like, do you need help? Do you need me to help you? Do you need me to push you a little harder? Do you need me to get a customer? Do you need me to call a customer? Like, that's leadership. That's a leadership culture. Not a 20-minute bitch session in a meeting about what they're not doing. So sick and tired of people doing that. So sick and tired of it. And I'm passionate about that, because we spent 20 minutes in a meeting talking about shit they ain't doing. But you could have just had a 5-second conversation with them and said, hey, what we doing? Let's go. How quick is that? You should be leading from on your feet, not your seat. And that's leading from your seat. And so if you really want to push the envelope in 2023, if you want to go further, then let's create a culture where the leaders lead, where the accountable are accountable. We don't have to worry about so many people, where the toxic people leave because it's so great there. Because everybody's smiling and I'm just down, Debbie Downer. I don't want to be here anymore. These people are too happy. Let's create a culture where we're taking care of our customers, where we're giving them amazing experience. Because if you do that, because guess what? Car business is back. Which means we have to figure out a way to make money. Which means the selling over 10,000 over MSRP is gone. Long gone. Ain't coming back for a while. And so we have to create an amazing experience where you're not going to make money. Because it's going to be a hit it and quit it. You're going to sell that customer, they have a miserable or okay experience, and they ain't sending shit to you. They're not going to get you a great review or a survey. They're not going to do anything for you. And so if you create this amazing experience, this amazing culture within your dealership, that's where the money's going to come. Because if you don't, it's going to be difficult. And so as you're planning, maybe you've already planned, maybe you're a little late to it. Maybe you just listen to this and you're like, shit, you're right. I don't care if it's 6 months down the road from when I recorded this. Look at where you are. Look at where you want to go. But be honest with yourself of where you actually are and start working on getting yourself back on track. Thank you so much for tuning in.
You see the drip, yeah, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and